Hello, a very warm welcome to, I would normally say Handcrafts with Nadine, but as you may have noticed, I have decided to change the name of my channel. So I have changed it from Handcrafts with Nadine to Happy Hands Knitting Podcast. I really feel like it kind of suits me more. I'm a very happy person and I love knitting, and my dog is knocking at the door, excuse me. Okay, sorry for the interruption. So I just decided to change the name of my YouTube channel. I haven't had the channel that long, though this is, I think, the 32nd episode. I try to make episodes every week or so. And yeah, so a very warm welcome to Happy Hands Knitting Podcast. My name is Nadine, and I'm coming to you from northern New South Wales in Australia. And I am originally from Montreal, Canada. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking all about my finished object, which you may have noticed I'll talk about that later. A work in progress that I mentioned last week. My husband and I had our 21st wedding anniversary, and we went up to Noosa, and I got to visit a very beautiful yarn shop while I was there. So I'm gonna have some footage of that. Right, I saw on Facebook a beautiful, kind of like an eco-friendly Barbie. So I thought I would share the name of that shop. Was there anything else? Excuse me while I check my notes, glasses. I think that's it. Okay, so I am wearing my finished object. It is the HILJA Dress by Ronja Hackelehto, and I knit this holding 2 strands of Holst Coast, which is 55% wool and 45% cotton. And I had bought the cone. I have stacks left, so I could even make something else with the leftovers. And I'll just stand up and move the chair. Okay. I'm gonna just show it to you, and then I'm gonna change out of it so that I can hold it up and speak about it, but this is it. I'm super happy with it. It's a very warm day today, and I'm able to wear it comfortably, even though it does have a high wool content. So, okay, so I'm gonna pause the video. I'm gonna change into a Hinterland dress, which I made last year, 2 years ago, and which I believe this design is based on this dress. So I'm just gonna pop this on, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So yes, this is the Hinterland dress designed by Sew Liberated, and I sewed it with some linen fabric, which I got from H&M. It was a duvet cover set that was on sale for, I think, $35. And yeah, I've made this dress plus a skirt, the estuary skirt, also by Sew Liberated, and I think I even still have some fabric left, so that was an amazing purchase. Very pleased with that. Okay, I just wanted to be able to hold up the dress to speak about it. So I have soaked it and not really blocked it, but I lay it down flat to dry in the sun. It dried so fast. I mean, it is very hot here today and sunny, but it really, it maybe took less than an hour to dry, which was quite amazing. And it has filled in, which when I tried it on before blocking, it was quite see-through. So yeah, the stitches have filled in as they got wet. So I'm very happy about that. And what else? Oh, it was very interesting because when I wet it, I might have a video of it. The water, when I pulled the dress out, the water was almost like a purpley red. So very interesting to know, how many colors are actually in black dye. Yeah, very cool. Okay, so I followed this pretty much to pattern, and I think I did the second size because my gauge was bigger than the intended gauge for the pattern. So therefore my dress was going to come out bigger. So that's what I did. And then, except when I got to, so once I started the skirt, it just got very tedious doing all this ducking it in the round that I was getting a little bit bored. So I decided to add a lace panel at the bottom. hope you can see that. So this lace is called the fishtail lace or mermaid's tail lace, and it's a repeat of 8 stitches. So it's a free pattern. I just Googled lace patterns and it just happened to pop up. If you've been watching before, you'll know that I've done this on the bottom of a few of my tops that I've made. So yeah, I was very familiar with it. I just had to make sure that I had, my stitches would divide by 8 in order to achieve the 8 stitch repeat for the lace. So I think in the end I had to increase by 5 stitches, and I just did that evenly in the round, thinking that increasing at the bottom wouldn't be a big deal anyways, because you know a skirt can always go out at the bottom, better than going in at the bottom and not being able to walk properly. So I ended up doing 5 repeats of this lace pattern. I do love things to be, you know, the rule of 3, so, or like in this case 5, and an odd number of things. It tends to be, yeah, it tends to look nicer. But anyways, not that you're, you know, looking that close at the bottom of my dress, but I did 5 repeats, and I wanted it to be about 10 centimeters, and maybe it's a little bit less, but I'm pleased with the length of the stitch pattern. And then at the very bottom, I ended with a crochet shell stitch. And so, yeah, I had done that also on my other tops, and I think it just finishes it really nicely. The reason I did that was this pattern tends to go like this anyway, so I thought it would look really pretty with the little crochet shell stitch at the bottom, and I think it does. So that's my HILJA dress. I'm so, so pleased with it. I know I'm gonna wear it an awful lot, and I don't know, I think I might even be able to wear it in winter with like a long sleeve, just t-shirt underneath, and then a sweater over with maybe some leggings. So I might get to bring that to Canada with me over Christmas. So yeah, I'm very, very, very pleased with that. Okay, my work in progress. So if you remember a couple of weeks ago, I showed you this hat that I had made, and that was the hat with braids, a free pattern on Ravelry. And I had leftover of this yarn. This yarn is Heirloom Cozy Comfort 8-ply, which is an Australian yarn. I had leftover, and so I decided I wanted to make a matching pair of mittens. I mentioned before that we're going to Canada at Christmas, so yeah, we're definitely gonna need some more warm woolies. So I thought I would make a pair of mittens. Obviously this is not finished, I haven't done the thumb, but here you can see I have a row of the braid going up the top of mittens. So I used a pattern, a free pattern called, I know I wrote it down, sorry. Oh, Cabled Fingerless Gloves. So it was a pattern for, like it says, like fingerless gloves, and I just decided to keep it going to make it into mittens, and also I changed the pattern of the cable, because at first look, it looked like it was the same braid, but then when I started knitting it, I realized, oh, that's not actually the same at all. It had, this is a 9-stitch cable, and that one was 8, and yeah, it was just very different. So I decided to, yeah, change it to this pattern. I think I spoke about that last week. And anyways, so as I was knitting in the car on our way to Noosa, and I'll insert a video somewhere, maybe at the end, where I talk about, I forgot to put a purl stitch on either side of the cable. So I guess that's a pretty common thing to have a purl stitch there. And you'll see in the video that I did quite a few centimeters without it. And then I was just looking at it, so I didn't notice it in this bit because this bit is ribbed. So there was a purl on either side. But then as I went into stockinette, I just did the cable without putting a purl. And then when I looked at it, I was like, oh, that looks a bit weird. And then I realized, oh, there should be a purl there. So what I did was, I didn't panic. I just decided to drop the stitch on either side down, flip my mitten inside out, and then normally I would use a crochet hook and scoop it back up. However, I did not have a crochet hook, so I had to improvise and use the end of the knitting needle. But it was very easy, and then yeah, it looked fine. So I'll show it there. Okay, so I finished, hopefully, the fingers bit. My only concern is that it's going to be a little too tight. So I'm going to finish the thumb, and then I'm going to try blocking them. And normally I just wet things and set them outside, but I'm going to try to actually stretch, so maybe put a cardboard mold inside, and so to really open it up, because at the moment, yeah, I'm not sure if it's feeling a little bit too tight or not. But yeah, I'm very pleased with how these have come out. They're very, very cozy soft. I didn't mention this time that this wool is 70% wool, 17% silk, and 13% alpaca. So it's very, very beautiful and soft. Okay, so as I mentioned, we went up to Noosa, and I was really excited because I remembered that there is a yarn store up there. We go to the Sunshine Coast for my daughter's dancing quite often, but Noosa is just, you know, that much further again, probably another 35-40 minutes further on our drive. So I haven't been before, but I've checked out their website. It's called Sew Liberated, and they have great yarn and a lot of natural yarn. So I was very excited to go. I'm going to insert a little video of my visit. So, yeah, the lady was very lovely. I don't think she was the owner, but she was very knowledgeable and very friendly. I asked her if I could take the video and share it on YouTube, and she said yes. And yeah, like I said, heaps of natural yarns. And even I was inquiring about a sock yarn that didn't have any nylon and instead uses nettle. And I was asking her, how does the nettle compare to nylon? And, you know, she came up and said, you mean besides the environmental factors? And I was like, yes, exactly. So, you know, my kind of people. So, yeah, it was a very, very, very lovely store. I'm going to show you what I bought. And, okay, so I'll start with that sock yarn that I was talking about. So it's called Onion, and it is nettle sock yarn. So it is 70% wool and 30% nettle fibers. And it does say, I noticed, superwash, but I asked her and she doesn't think that it's the plastic coated superwash. So I don't know. I don't know if she's right. We'll see. This color is 1008, and it's kind of like a reddy, dusty rose color, like a dusty red. And I got this color, which is a very dark gray brown. This color is 034. And I got just kind of like an off-white. And this color is 1001. So there's my color palette. I really would like to make myself a pair of socks that have a toadstool motif on it. So there's a few pairs of socks that I've seen floating around that kind of have like a little toadstool mushroom on it. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use that pattern or if I'll just use my own basic sock formula and then add some little toadstool color work in just on my own. I'm not sure. Yeah, but I'm very excited. And I feel like I should have enough to even make another pair of socks after. So these are each 50 grams and they have 185 meters. So I feel like that's quite a thick sock yarn. And what needles do they say to use? 2.5. I usually do my socks on a 2.75. So I wonder if I'd even get away with a 3. I'm not sure. They had some socks knitted up in the shop, and they didn't feel like superwash. Like they felt woolly. So I'm very excited to try that. The other thing that I bought, my daughter, like I mentioned, we're going to Canada, and I've been knitting hats. So she showed me a photo, which I don't even know where she got it from, probably Pinterest, of a fluffy hat that is baby blue and chocolate brown striped. So, I don't have it with me here, but I have leftover Holst Titicaca in brown from the Sunday cardigan that I knit a couple of months ago now. And I thought I would, stripe it with this. So this yarn is called, I think, Ella Ray Silky Kid, and it is 74% super kid mohair and 26% silk. So I think it's fluffier for sure than a Titicaca, but I think it would look cool striped with it. And my plan is I'm not sure about holding it single or double. I know it'll be quite thin or quite holy if I held it single, unless I'm using really small needles, which is not really something I want to do. So I might end up holding it double. So hopefully I'm going to have enough yarn. We'll see. If I haven't already, I'll put a photo of what the hat looks like. And like I said, I think she just got it from Pinterest. I think it's probably not a pattern, but just a photo of someone wearing a hat that they purchased. So I'm just gonna do a basic hat. No ribbing, nothing fancy, and it looks a little oversized, slouchy-ish. So I'm just gonna have to wing it and hope for the best there. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to mention is I know Christmas is coming, and lots of other holidays are coming. So I'm a member of a Facebook group called Natural Waldorf Toys. So my daughter just graduated from a Waldorf school, and I used to have an Etsy shop where I sold Waldorf dolls. And so this lady makes, let me get her name. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the screen. Shall I attempt it? Okay, I believe it's Redel Balarka. I'll put it on the screen. I really apologize for mispronouncing your name, which I'm sure I did. She is from Hungary. And hopefully you can just Google her name, which again, I'll have on the screen, and find her dolls. She calls them the Eco Barbie. So growing up as a Waldorf mom, my girls did not have plastic Barbies, or at least in our house they did. When they went to visit my mom did have Barbies for them to play with at her house, but at our house we didn't really have any plastic toys. So she makes an eco Barbie. So the idea is not to have a Barbie that looks exactly like a plastic Barbie, but made of natural fiber. The idea is to have a doll for a slightly older child that's more like the what's the word? Proportions of like a Barbie's, like an adult. So they have like a Waldorf construction in the face, like a very neutral facial expression, and but they're long, and then they have really adorable clothes. So you can still make a really trendy little or maybe not. Well, you could make it if you're one of us and you knit and you maybe can sew a dress for a doll. But it looks like her dolls come with really adorable outfits anyway. So I just thought I'd give her a shout out because I thought that was totally amazing. Because Waldorf dolls are mostly like baby sized dolls, and I just thought that was really fun, and maybe your kids would not feel like they're missing out as much if their friends have Barbies, and then they have these really amazing dolls which can have amazing handmade wardrobe. So take that, Barbie. Okay, I think that's all that I have to talk about for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you get to make something beautiful with your hands this week. And let me know if you like my new name, Happy Hands Knitting Podcast. Hopefully you'll still be able to find me, and please like and subscribe. leave me a comment underneath if you have any other really cool natural gift ideas for Christmas, and let me know what you're making. And that's it for me today. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next week. Just doing some card knitting here, and I noticed that in my pattern here, I think I should have done a purl stitch along the edge of my cable. I think it would make it pop more. So I'm not worried, I'm not panicking. I'm just gonna drop back the stitch before and after the cable, and then I drop it down, and then pick it up with a crochet hook from the opposite side, and so make that pick it up from this side so that it looks like a purl bump on this side. We'll see how that goes. Okay, I dropped that stitch down all the way down to the ribbing, and there you can see it. So I'm just gonna pick that up and then loop it back up to the top. Unfortunately, I did not pack my crochet hook, so I'm gonna have to use this spare straight needle. So let's see how that goes. Okay, I finished picking up that row. Looks kind of crazy from there. If I flip it inside out, yeah, that looks much better. So there, you see how the cable is popping out more now? So just to go and do the same thing on that side. A bit blown out, but there, that's better.